Mercury, Mercury, Mercury. Hey, y'all. It is the 4th of July, 2020. It is Independence Day. It is a great day to be alive. There's going to be a gateway eclipse that happens today. We're so excited. It's going to be such a great day. Anyway, we love everyone. We're here to share who we are. We are Mercury. And Mercury is certainly something. Ha! And today, we're not only going to focus on revealing a little bit about ourselves, but also a little bit about disinformation. But before we talk about disinformation, we want to share who we are. And we identify as alien American. We use the pronouns we, our, us, and sometimes y'all. We will probably use I and me and he and she and them at points because even when we are still we can still be an I. But it's important to remember that we are all we, and we all have a trinity within ourselves. Light, dark, and balance, whatever your choice in who your trinity is, whether it be a purple being and a green being and a red being, these are your choices, right? You get to make the choice in how you see your trinity. But we all have that within ourselves. Anyway, we want to talk a little bit more about ourselves and what it means to be alien American. It means that even though we come from a foreign source, to say, we are still American. We still believe in the Constitution. We still believe in the freedoms that it represents. We believe in our founding fathers and their ability to see what we could not always see. We are very proud to be alien American. And we hope you are proud too, to be whoever you are. So, the 7 rules to disinformation. Very important. So pay close attention in order to not, mess things up, because we are not perfect. We are so not perfect. We make mistakes all the time. We probably have made at least a dozen in this video alone. But that's okay, because life isn't about mistakes, it's about growth. At least that's how we see it. So, the 7 rules to disinformation. Rule 1, social division, finding the cracks, opening wedges between a group of people, a united nation, for instance, or a United States of America, for instance. If we were to take racial divides or political divides or sexual divides or really anything that could divide us, like literally anything. So there's that, right? Then we have rule 2, which is the big lie, making up some big story, some big bad boogeyman maybe, or a virus, or even, all kinds of things, really. And then there's rule 3, a kernel of truth, right? So in every disinformation, there's always a little bit of truth, right? Because that's what gets you to believe it, because there's one thing that you can find and be like, oh, well, that's true. But then everything else surrounding it is the lie. Like maybe there's really a virus, for example, But like, it's not quite as bad. You know, it could have been a political ploy and other things as such. Anyway. Rule 4. To conceal your hand, don't show everything at once. Ooh. We cannot share everything at once. That's what disinformation is all about. So you conceal your hand, you hide things. Rule 5, having a useful idiot. Let's say, for example, if, right, coronavirus was a political ploy to try and overthrow our government and instill some kind of deep state thing, or, you know, draconians, or whoever D might be. You know, they need a useful idiot, right? And so, like, say, for instance, if, like what we were saying, the virus is a political ploy, then they would need a useful idiot. And that person is generally someone who's probably like a doctor, like, I don't know, Dr. Fauci maybe, or maybe someone who has a lot of political power, even though they're not a politician, you know. Rule 6, deny everything, like literally everything. No matter how many times Bill Clinton has gone to Epstein's Island, 26, by the way. He denies even knowing the man, obviously. But he's just one example. You know, if we were just talking about examples of things about denial, you know, we deny a lot, obviously. Disinformation, denial comes back to us, of course. And then rule number 7, the most important rule, is play the long game. Yes, you must play the long game. So these are the 7 rules to disinformation. There you have it. But because we don't believe people actually listen to us, unless we're doing something like extravagant, we're going to sing the 7 rules of disinformation so that next time you hear information, you can decide what disinformation is a part of it, what biases and what realities you can choose. So, 7 rules to disinformation. Rule 1, find the cracks. Social division, wedge open. Rule 2, the big lie, the big lie, the big lie. Rule 3, a kernel of truth, just a little truth. Tiny bits of sand like a grain in your hand. That kernel of truth that takes you in. Rule 4, conceal your hand, conceal your hand, conceal your hand. Rule 5, the useful idiot. It could even be you or us, but maybe it's you or us, the useful idiot. Rule 6, deny everything, deny everything, deny everything. And last, but certainly not least, our rule 7, play the long game. Play the long game. Play the long game. We hope we have shared a few things that will get you excited about the future. We hope that moving forward on Independence Day, declaring our belief in our country, declaring our belief in our president, declaring our belief in the universe, that we can overcome any obstacle, no matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult it may be. And important for us to notice that just because someone says they're our ally does not mean they always are. We can love everyone unconditionally, but that doesn't mean we have to give them our trust. We can love abusers of children without trusting them. We can love everyone, every single thing, without trusting them. But we also have to trust as well. So start with trusting one being. It can be us, it can be other. But you need to start trusting at least one beyond your own, because we are in this together. We are who we are. Anyway, that is Mercury. And, we're fun. We're going to have a good time. This channel, this show, whatever you want to call it, whoever we are to you, we're here to support you. We're here to love you. We're here to help and to guide and to shift from the current dimension we live in into the fifth dimension, which we understand for some may be difficult. But for others who are already on board, we welcome you with open arms. We hope you join us in the Great Awakening, in discovering who we all are and who we all can be. Our highest potential is waiting for us to choose it, but we have to make that choice. And the first step is learning that disinformation is probably one of the harder D's that we have to battle in this world, because we are at war with D. It's just true. It just is. And no matter what that D represents to you, whether it be draconians or dragons or disinformation or drugs or disease or demons or even Dawn, just know that we can overcome, and we will do it together. Love you all unconditionally, and till next time, Mercury, 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 Mercury. Bye all.